Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Bob's Live, our weekly show right here on the internet. So I can't talk. Let's get things started off today with a few announcements. And first of all, we have an announcement related to home canning. And if you get our newsletter, this week we were talking about canning and some basic tips to help get you started. But right now, we actually have canning tomatoes available, and they are $9 per box. And we also have Virginia canning peaches, and you can buy a half bushel for $19.99, and we also have pecks priced at $10.99. So both of those, they're great for canning. And I want to kind of do things a little bit differently today. So some of the stuff that I normally do at the end, I'm moving to the beginning, and we're saving the weather forecast for the very end. Again, I'm trying to switch things up here and kind of speed us along through the show a little bit faster. So right now, I want to play our update video. Today was the very first day that we just started transplanting pansies for fall. So here in the first part of September, we should start seeing pansies out in our stores. So we're transplanting those today. Another 4 to 6 weeks, they'll be ready to start popping up in our stores. So let's check that out. So that was them transplanting pansies, and we're going to have tons of pansies. Once we get them out in the greenhouse and they start blooming, I'll be sure to get some video and pictures because it is mind-blowing. It's just a carpet of color. And hopefully this fall, back in the springtime we had our spring color tour. This year I would like to do for the first time a fall color tour. So look for details on that coming up in our blog here in the next few weeks. And speaking of our blog, right now we have the Yard of the Month contest going on. And we had our winner for June, and our winner for July is Susie Vanko from Gallipolis, Ohio. But you can also submit pictures for next month. And you do that by sending a photo of your yard or flower bed or whatever to the address ask@bobsmarket.com. And be sure to include your contact information in the email. That way I can get back in touch with you if you win. And submissions are due for August's Yard of the Month winner. The submissions are due by Friday, August 31st. And now, last but not least, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. And right now, we're looking at some pretty nice weather. Today, it's a little bit stormy out. And if we look here on this map, there's a low pressure system making its way out of Canada. And you can see how it has the jet stream kind of bent there. And what that's doing is it's generating a lot of storms where we have that cold mass of air coming down out of Canada. It's pushing up the warm, moist air. That's causing it to condense and creating thunderstorms. So if we look at the national radar map, you can see right there on the eastern side of the previous map a line of storms. And if we zoom in on our area, you can see that line. And this image was taken a little bit ago. Since that time, the line has moved on to the east. But this Saturday, once the system moves off of us, it's going to move on toward the east coast. And we're going to have really nice, cool, sunny weather here for our area. At least cool compared to what we've been having. We're looking at highs in the upper 70s, low 80s tomorrow. And then in the low to mid 80s on Sunday. So it's going to be just a beautiful weekend. And there we have Sunday's map. And you can see there our next system that's going to be moving through the area. It'll start to form out in the Midwest this coming weekend, and our next shot at rain will most likely be around Tuesday sometime. Currently, the Weather Channel, they're forecasting a 30% chance of rain on Tuesday. So that's our next shot. And if we take a look now at the allergy forecast, right now we are at a 6.9 on our scale from 0 to 12. So we're getting back up there as the fall allergens start to take over. And you know, it's a different mix of pollen than what we have in the springtime. So some people are affected more by fall allergies. Some people, like me, are affected more by spring allergies. And if we take a look at some maps, right now the big two are ragweed pollen, which you can see here. It's starting to rise in our area. And also mold, which it's really starting to take off in our area with these recent rains that we've had and the warm, humid weather. That is just perfect conditions for mold to form. So our two main allergy concerns right now is weed pollen, mainly ragweed, and mold spores. And well, that is our very short show for this week. And join me back here next week at 4 p.m. for our next episode of Bob's Live.